Well, hello. I am Reverend Barbara, and I am presenting the 12 steps. This is lesson with Reverend Barbara, and today is Saturday, the 27th, at 7 minutes after the hour of 7 p.m. here on the East Coast. Today is the last of. This is it. This is step 12. This is service. We can all relate to service because we all, on some level, provide service, whether to our children, our families. We have our own business. We teach kids. We counsel. Whatever we're doing, um, this lesson is dedicated to all of us which serve, but in particular, sponsorship. Now, in the 12 step community, we have something called sponsoring, which means that the individual, that the new person that's trying to stay sober, okay, well, how it's supposed to work is the individual that is trying to stay sober approach someone with sobriety, long-term sobriety, and then they ask if that person would be their sponsor. It is strongly suggested that when a person reaches out to someone that wants to say, okay, if when a person reaches out to the individual that they want to be their sponsor, and it's strongly suggested that the individual that agrees to be the sponsor has some strong recovery, at least 3 years, at least. But that's old school. Now, I know of individuals that are in treatment and they're someone else's sponsor. I know of individuals that are in halfway houses and three-quarter way houses, and they're somebody's sponsor. But I could understand the reaching out, and I can understand the person that was approached. I could understand them saying yes. Maybe they would be a temporary sponsor until the individual that is looking for a sponsor, maybe they would. For example, if someone came to me hypothetically and said, "Would you be my sponsor?" I'd say yes. But by today's standards, I've seen long-term sobriety folk walk up to the newcomer and ask, "Do you want me to be your sponsor?" Uh, Traditionally, and according to the 14 original principles set down by Bill Wilson and Robert Smith, according to those 14 original principles, that is really not how it works. How it works is um, the person with some long-term sobriety is the sponsor. So carrying that principle into the outside mainstream world, if I'm a business owner or an entrepreneur and a newcomer, someone who's in the field, a new person that's trying to have a business and they don't know which direction to go to. So then they would come, so then they would go to someone who's been in the business for a while, who knows the ins and outs, who can be their guide, who has walked the terrain, understand the pitfalls and how to circumvent and go around the pitfalls. Well, that's in essence what a sponsor is. There's someone to guide who has been through who has been through the emotional turmoil of family issues, work issues, legal issues, whatever. So it's not easy it's not easy getting sober, but it does get easier staying sober when we work for all principles. when we work the overall principles, then we can. Okay. So I have quite a bit here. So if you remember the last time I wanted to show a video, Men of Honor with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robert De Niro. And remember, I was very disappointed. I was actually, that was one of my epiphany moments where I was not expecting that because I had rehearsed. Okay, but we're going to try it again. Plus, I have another video, and this is the celebratory time because in 12 steps, you worked 1 through 11, and although you're not well, okay, you're not well to the point where you could go back and have a drink and think that um, it's going to be, in other words, you can't do it anymore. Okay. There are some schools of thought that say, okay, under certain circumstances, and that you can have a drink. That is not the philosophy that was taught to me. The philosophy that I offer, that is not the philosophy that I engage in. I never dispute anyone's philosophy. If it works for them, okay. But this evening I'm presenting, and for the last 6 weeks, for the last 12 weeks, I've been presenting a philosophy of abstinence. Okay? All right. So here we go. Let us first begin. I have a new meditational PowerPoint picture. Before, it was the candles. I love the candles. Nothing wrong with the candles. It's just since this is the last step, we embark upon the 12 spiritual powers. I did not forget about that. We will have the newness this evening. Okay, newness. Oh, a deep breath and chill. Take a deep breath and chill. Screensaver. Screen share. And we shall go here. Go here. Woo! It took all the way up to step 12 before I finally got it. Okay, so now let's see. Hide that. Alrighty then. Where are we? Ready? Let us begin. Even the little birds are happy about sobriety. Mm. Just take a moment to just look at the waterfall. Just know that the old is being washed away, and the newness is here. The old is being washed away. When you see the water fall like this, pure, we're clean. You want to use the word baptized, fine, but all it means, all I'm trying to say is that we've done quite a bit of work, quite a bit. So now we are clean, we are fresh, we have a new outlook on life. Even the birds are happy. Sobriety is a wonderful thing. That's what he's saying. Listen. Sobriety is a wonderful thing. Listen. Fantabulous. And sobriety is a wonderful thing. Let us begin. The primary purpose of this 12-step series is to explore each step, its affiliated principle, and the importance practicing the principles. Should be the importance of practicing the principles. The intention of this series is to introduce our 12 spiritual powers to persons that are open to learning about them. Our 12 powers can be applied as an enhancement or supplement along with the 12-step program. If you truly work it, it works. The 12 steps and their principles can be applied or incorporated in your life, whether you are a 12-step follower or not. This evening's agenda, 12-step, and the principle is service. And the step reads, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, I try to carry this message to others and to practice these principles in all of my affairs. The New Thought Woman Trailblazer is Bishop Dr. Barbara King. The video that we will watch is 9 minutes and 46 seconds. The idea of this evening's the idea of services benefits the giver and the receiver. There are two more movie excerpts. One is a video with Mary J. Blige, No More Drama. And then the other two is a backup. The two are men of honor, but I came prepared this evening. So just in case there's an issue with one, then I have a backup. Okay, so we, in essence, have 3 videos, and it is a treat this evening. And then there's a call to action. Here we are with Bishop Dr. Barbara Lewis King. Dr. Barbara Lewis King stands all of 6'5". And let me begin in telling you about Bishop Barbara Lewis King. Her center is located out of Georgia. I believe it's Atlanta. It is Atlanta, Georgia. And let me move forward. Okay, this is a bio of Dr. King. Soon after enrolling at Texas State University in 1948, King was diagnosed with tuberculosis. Instead of attending college, she found herself in a sanatorium for the next 4 years. While convalescing at the sanatorium, King was introduced to the Unity School of Christianity, a belief system whose central tenet states that because all people are created in the image of God. All are potentially divine. In other words, if you believe that we are all spiritually made and divinely made in the image and likeness of God, and that there is no sickness in God, then we are all healthy, whole, and complete. That is her belief system, and she held on to that belief system while she was in the sanatorium. That she believed that we're all potentially divine. The unity message of personal power strongly appealed to her. Although doctors were skeptical that King would recover, although they were skeptical that she would recover, they didn't believe that she would recover. She did. How? She worked the principle that all people are created in the image of God and that all are potentially divine. And the unity message of personal power strongly appealed to her. Okay, you were watching that and you're supposed to be watching something else, but that's okay, because I wanted you to watch something else. What I wanted you to watch is a picture of her and not what I'm doing. Therefore, because you don't need to know what I'm doing. Well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, so you don't need to know what I'm doing. However, since it looks like it's not going to, your screen sharing, stop screen sharing. Okay, all right. So that's Dr. Barbara King. Why don't I just wait until I'm done? How about that? Okay. Currently, she remains unaffiliated with any particular Christian denomination. But she maintains ties with the International New Thought Alliance. She blends humor, positive thinking, and health tips into her sermons. She preaches love of oneself as a vehicle to loving God and our neighbor. If we cannot love ourselves, if we cannot love the power that is greater than us, then how on earth and the galaxy are we going to love someone else? She also teaches the 12 spiritual powers, the 12 gifts of man and woman, and she teaches it as embodied in each of the master teacher Jesus's 12 disciples. Each discipline or each disciple is represented by a color and honored on a designated month. King wears a robe to match the color of her disciple, honored and preaches about the spiritual gifts of that disciple during this particular month. We are for sure going to watch the video of her king. Okay? She's a very nice woman. Very nice person. Okay. Over here, so we didn't get over here. Okay. Then, here. Present to everyone. So are we ready now? A very nice woman. Okay, let us begin. 9 minutes and some change.
Those for those who witness me for the first time, some who've been here. We teach 3 phases of the mind: the conscious, the subconscious. And this is important because most of the things being a Christian just saying, I love the Lord and Jesus. But you must understand there's background for every theology that comes forward. We had to do thought movement. So we think metaphysical. But we also know that we are spirit, mind, and body. Say that, please. I am spirit, mind, and body. That's important because we know when we say thank you, God, and we do we know that we are extensions of this God power into the universe. So therefore, we always have the spirit that we were created out of the spirit. God made man, created man. So we know that there is not a physical image of a man or even female, but the image, the spirit image of God is in all of us. We were spirit first. God breathed into us, and we became people. So we still breathing through the birth of those of us in this room and others around the world. That's where you make your decisions. That's where you resolve your issues, where you decide what you're going to do. The subconscious level is the feeling level, it's the heart. So that when you consciously believe something so strongly, and you pass it into the subconscious level, the subconscious becomes the doer. When you're fearful, you pass fear to the subconscious. Your whole mind expression, everything becomes a living walk of fear. So that's what the subconscious does. It carries out the fact that we talk about the power of the subconscious mind. So that level receives with the intellect, with the reason mind used to and carries out. And the superconscious level is your spiritual level, so that you can always turn within, get still, and speak to the spirit, and have the spirit feedback to you. We think God, interest, still small voice, God. And you know, you've had it to knowing, you've had to feel it. We've been heard a voice, we've been known that there was something very real and undefinable. It's hard to define, we give all kinds of definitions, but I just say God, that's all we can say. And there are many names for God. There are many organizations, many groups that have different names. Don't criticize, don't condemn, because we all on the same path. We go about it differently. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Hindu, but I can go anywhere and sit and hear something that's going to speak to my soul. It's no more than love. Who talks more about love than God alone? And people get so excited. We've been teaching love for a long time. But you must get to a position where you know who you are and not who somebody else is. So it's important for you to get these principles that we teach here, the principles of Jesus Christ. We are followers of the principles that he teaches. So we're not just saying, thank you, Jesus, but we're saying, okay, Jesus, what did you tell me about forgiveness? What did you tell me about prosperity? He said, I came that you might have right blood and heaven. So the only way to have the mind of life is to live the principles. There are laws which we can live by. You can't just be proper because you say the word. You can't just because the word means nothing. Let's have your faith with it. So that's what we're all about here. Many people don't understand that. They call us a cult. They call us what they want to call us. We are teaching truth as we know it. Not as the Baptist, not as the Methodist, not just God Christ. We all, when you get down to it, everybody say, let me get closer to this person called God. That's what it's all about. To know that I am a God person. But to know I can be healed. To know that spiritual healing is still available to us. It goes beyond the physician. It's your awareness that the healing power of God is right where you are in you right now. And it's your job, because the doctor said that patients who come in with a deep faith of better patients, they know that even did studies on patients that pray against patients different. They found ones that pray, progress faster, heal faster. Because you have to know that there's a presence in you that they work when you sleep. Wake you up in the morning. How did you get this morning? Up and open your eyes. So that spiritual energy is in you. And it's a dynamic force. And when you learn to align yourself with it, your whole life experience changes. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Some of us have been through some valleys, but we came out. because we have explicit trust in that presence to guide us and to lead us. I told you this morning when I was an executive agency in Chicago, and I had about maybe 40 people on staff as a community center. To be honest, we could not meet the payroll. I could not pay people there. And I was very afraid about it because I worked in a rough neighborhood. I was still deals. And I knew they would beat me up. But take me out some kind of way. And I was afraid. And it showed up with my countenance. They knew I was afraid. And I had to remember my grandmother used to say all the time, the Lord make a way something. I had to remember that I was with Johnny Coleman's church. And we were taught by God to supply all you need. I had to go back, and even when I remember that, I was still scared. So finally I decided, close my door. Don't want me for like 10 minutes, let me just be still. I closed the door and I sat down. I couldn't even say anything because I knew what it could mean. And I just sat there. I didn't make a move back and say nothing. Because Spirit already knows what you need before you ask. So you have to understand the law. The law says before you call unto me, I will answer and show you great back. So everything is in place when you shape up. Everything is all, let me make that clear. Everything is already in place. I was telling that. So I sat there and finally a thought came. And you have to watch your thoughts because when you're praying about something, the thought comes and you mess up and decide to call Mary Jane another Tom and a Bill. That's when you mess up because they give you their opinion. You don't need an opinion, you need the truth. You got to call somebody who knows what they're talking about. You always call folks that ain't in church. Don't go to church. Don't care about church. You hop in every now and then, but that's the person you call. So anyway, I have to tell the truth as they're in church. So the thought came to home. This gentleman is with the director. I worked in a community settlement house in Chicago, very strong in my time. And we had an old association of these groups. So I called the director, that's what I did. He said, I don't know. He said, well, you just got a grant. I said, he said, you got a grant. He told me how much money. I said, how you pay this thing? Yeah, we want you to check it. Now, how would I have known that? What is there in you and in me that prompts us to do something and it works? But what is that in you and in me that sometimes when we get it, we just won't follow through? And that's the key. Because you're praying with a purpose. You're praying with an attitude of wanting to know something. You didn't get broken and everybody came to you for something. Everybody in you looking for something. If no one look at me, that's good. Thank you. Hallelujah. I'm 6'5", now you got it all. But everybody comes. I come for something. I'm the preacher and I come to be revived. I come to stake down myself, to send all of us together because there's power in this place. But all of a sudden we can hear anything, we can have anything, we can do anything, we can be anything, we can go anywhere. The power is here. We all get on one call. And if somebody's not on the call, we just kick you right on out. I don't think this is you're comfortable, but if enough people see the same truth, nobody has to be broke. Nobody really has to be sick. We don't take care of our bodies. We don't handle our finances correctly. There's a lot of the stuff we do that we want God to fix, but God is in the fix when you straighten it out yourself so we can take it out.
All righty then. That young lady, Bishop Dr. Barbara King, And Bishop Dr. Barbara King is the pastor of Hillside Chapel in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. And as I was saying when I introduced her to us, tuberculosis, and before she became a pastor, she was a social worker, W, in social work. Say something else about her before we move forward. Okay, so as I said, she's with the New Thought Alliance, and she's not really she's not affiliated with any New Thought church, but she does follow the philosophy of unity. Okay. Now, step 8, slide 7 is self-explanatory. Okay. I said to myself that I was just going to just take it easy because I did. It's done. I mean, it's all about serving now. Let me take it back. It's really not done. This is only the beginning. Service is about helping someone else. It's about getting outside of our own, someone else. Okay? And that's in essence what service is about. Having had a spiritual awakening, as the result of these steps, we try to carry the message to other individuals. You try to carry the message. You carry the message. What you're trying to do is you're offering the message. You're offering principles. You're offering another way of life. You're offering an alternative that is positive and life-saving and life-changing. You're offering this. And you know that it works for you. I know that it works for me. Those of us that are working any level of a discipline, well, that discipline works for you. So when others begin to see the light in your eyes and the light in your countenance, they're going to want to know, what is it? All right. And if they have observed you enough, then people just want to know what's going on. What happened? You're not high. You're not unmanageable. You're not flying off the handle anymore. Your affairs are in order, and you're doing the best you can just for today. Even if you're bankrupt, you're doing the best you can under the circumstances with what you have. We all are doing the best we can with what we have. Okay? And as long as you're not using, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, as long as you're not in anybody's way, as long as you're not being codependent and taking care of somebody else's business when they can literally take care of their own business, okay? As long as you're not arguing and fighting and in strife, and you're doing what you need to do to maintain your peace of mind, I'm doing what I need to do to maintain my peace of mind. And we know now, as a result of working the principles, then we know what principle to apply to what situation at any given time. There's no such thing as, well, I've worked that first step regarding alcohol, so I don't need to work that first step anymore. Let me tell you why. Because another situation, that will not have anything to do with alcohol or drugs or whatever, but another situation will come up. Okay, and then you're going to remember, hey, wait a minute. I remember when I admitted, for example, you meet someone and you think that you're going to like the person, and the relationship just doesn't work out. So naturally, you're going to have feelings of sadness, not depression, but sadness. There's the difference. So Sadness, depression lasts for more than 3 days, and it's very intense. Sadness, you're sad, disappointed. So it didn't work out. So then you say to yourself, well, uh, I am powerless over the fact that the situation didn't work out. Whatever I did for it to not work out, I will own it. I will own my part. But relationships, even though there are two whole people coming together, there's no such thing as 50-50, a better half, no. Two whole people are coming together. So if the other person, which is a whole person, whether they are aware of it or not, if the relationship did not work out, if it didn't move any further as a result of whatever the variables are, then you know that you have a step one tool, okay, of honesty. You admit that it didn't work out, but your life is not going to be unmanageable just because the relationship did not work out. No. You can be sad, you can be angry, you can cry, you can do whatever it is, but your life will not be unmanageable because the relationship did not work out. Because when your life becomes unmanageable because the relationship did not work out, and I want you to think about this, that's saying that person is more important than me. And yes, we are to love others, true enough, but we are to love others as we love ourselves. So you feel your feelings of sadness when a relationship does not work out. But that is not the end of all. Okay? That didn't work out, fine. Take the next train. Another relationship will come along, and whatever it was you learned in the relationship that just ended, and you file that piece of information. Okay? You don't hold the umbrella of what happened in the last relationship. You don't hold on to that umbrella and take that umbrella with you open as if you're waiting for the rain to start of negativity with this person. New person is in your life now. They're knocking on the door of your heart. Okay? So you be observant of yourself and your feelings. Okay? And if you give too much, then you're being codependent. Because you're putting someone else's need for your own. And that is not healthy. And the 12 steps and the principles are about developing healthy relationships, beginning with yourself. And if you didn't know it, you know it now. If you didn't know it, you know it now. No problema. Okay, we saw her. Okay. The little girl is out playing today. I'm the little girl, and I'm out playing. Yay. Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, I try to carry this message to others and to practice these principles in all of my affairs. If you're driving down the street and the speed limit is 40 miles an hour and someone passes you and they're doing 55 miles an hour in a residential zone, don't be angry with them. Don't be angry at them, nothing, because karma will take care of this individual that has road rage or that is breaking the law. You just do what you're supposed to do. And that is service. Anytime we're doing the right thing, that is contributing to service into the universe. Yeah, anytime you're doing the right thing, then the next right thing happens, and others are watching us doing the right thing. Just like some of us, when we're doing the wrong thing, others are watching. Well, guess what? It's the same principle. When we're doing the right thing, then the next right thing happens. What are the benefits of what's in it for us to work the 12 step? Step 12 service is a time for noticing growth. Step 12 service involves taking the time to appreciate the spiritual growth in our lives by sharing our experience, strength, and hope with others. Your spiritual awakening has changed. So now you have the capacity to live your life as an expression of your higher power's will. We are an expression of our higher power. We know that there are 12 powers, and one of them is will. So we have the opportunity to function or operate off of either our own will or the will of our higher power. So I have the capacity to live my life as an expression of my higher power's will, and so do all of us. 12-step service, working with newcomers, is very rewarding. Service involves commitment, willingness. Service attracts rewards, and service also attracts miracles. Issues that 12-steppers face are many newcomers are confused, angry, afraid. Their best friend, which is the drug or mood altering, is either being taken away from them. Okay, so whatever it is the person is addicted to, it could be people, a person, drug, alcohol, shopping, whatever. So some examples of stimulants that will alter the mood are sex, nicotine, alcohol, shopping, codependency, which is continuous bailing someone out of their self-created dilemmas, or sponsoring too many newcomers at a time. And then my question becomes, whose need is being met? The newcomers or the sponsor? Is ego saying to you, sponsor, oh, I sponsor 10 people. Oh, I sponsor 12 people. And you throw your chest out and, oh, I sponsor 12 people. But are you giving them quality time? And please don't tell me that you pull them all together and you sit them down as in like in a group and you sponsor them that way. It does not work that way. But some would say I'm taking inventory, and oh well. Anyway, reflections. It is more effective to witness a principle being applied than to hear lectures or theories. Sharing our experiences of prayer and meditation has more meaning than simple lecturing as to why we should pray and meditate. The 12 steps is a vehicle through which your higher power can and will transform and restore your life. Many newcomers are angry, confused, and troubled, and they need guidance. Okay, so whether you are the traditional 12-stepper or you are a counselor or coach, foster parent, teacher, whatever, the person that you're helping, they need your patience, because no matter what situation they're going through, they're going to be angry, they're quite confused, they don't know which direction to turn, and they're troubled, and they need a sober mind. They need someone that is able to keep a level head, to guide them, not tell them what to do, but to sit and listen and to guide them, to help them make the best possible solution for their situation. Okay. The movie Men of Honor. My interpretation of this movie, that this clip that you're about to see, seen from a 12-step perspective. And this is mine. I came up with this. The journey from admitting powerlessness of people, places, and things, trusting others, applying learned principles as well as endurance is an arduous journey. Yet, while we are demonstrating these new behaviors, our lives are becoming restored. In time, we become ready to serve. The name of the movie is Men of Honor. Production companies, Fox 2000 Pictures, State Street Pictures. Release date here in America, November 1st, 2000. The music is composed by Mark Isham. I see that name quite a bit in some movies as credits. The nominations are NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture. Okay, and here is the logo. This is legal. I am in compliance with the Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA. Okay, here we go.
Gentlemen, sirs, returning to the issue at hand. This is not the time or place for Senior Chief Richie. Excuse me, Senior Chief, it's their problem. Captain Hanks, I have spent most of my life in the Navy trying only to succeed. However, my quest has come at a great personal loss to those who love me. They too have made sacrifices. They too have endured great pains to support me. If I walk these 12 steps today, let me finish it and go home in peace. Senior Chief Ship, business of the modern Navy. Forgive me, sir. But to me, the Navy is not a business. We have many traditions. In my career, I've experienced most of them. Some good, some bad. However, I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for our greatest tradition of all. Which one is that? Honor, sir. Gentlemen, Senior Chief. Regulation manual correctly, the document may be held to its feet. There's a lot of brass that's laying from the seat of the position, sir. We haven't used brass in a decade. The new manual states the diver must rise unassisted. That's what it says in the new book, sir. If I may ask, Captain, how did you know? I got it. Yes, sir. State's name promptly reinstates the senior chief and diver, Ronald Bashir's full active.
Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. That scene, what that scene was about is it is Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robert De Niro, and the name of the movie is Men of Honor and Cuba Gooding Jr. This is a real story. And Colonel Bashard was a Navy diver, ship, a vessel. And there was an accident and he lost his leg. He lost part of his leg. And so the Navy wanted to retire him out. But he didn't want to retire out. So he was about the business of maintaining the exercise, to give himself an exercise regime and what have you. So in the movie, De Niro gave Cuba Gooding Jr., the two characters, De Niro gave Cuba Gooding Jr. a hard way to go from the door. But as time moved on, De Niro saw that De Niro's character saw that Cuba Gooding Jr. character was not going to back down. He was not going to give up. He was persistent. He persevered. I mean, both characters worked every principle known to man in that movie. So the 12-step scene was, in essence, a reminder of this is the work that you're going to have to, this is an example of the work that you're going to have to go through. And yes, you may stumble, but you don't have to fall. You maintain your balance. You could say that De Niro played the role of a sponsor because he knew him and he knew Bashir's dogged determination. He was determined not to fall. So that's what I took away from that movie. I thought it was a very profound scene. I thought it was very apropos for the closing out of the series, of the 12-step series. All right, so I wanted to show the movie last time, and remember, it wouldn't work. Never give up, Barbara. Never give up. Never give up. And that's what I pass on to you. Never give up. So we saw it. You want to see it again? No, because we're running late. Anyway, we have Mary J. Blige. Questions and answers. Do you feel you have the courage and commitment to work with other committed people seeking a healthier lifestyle? Have you sensed a spiritual awakening? Who is in charge now? You or your higher power? Who is in charge now, you or your higher power? Do you feel less isolated? Are you still afraid of authority? When you apply the principles of service, which is helping another, what tools do you have and what tools do you use for the benefit of coping? Okay, we saw this already. As you can see, I came prepared because I was just prepared. Call to action. 1. There is no fixing anyone. When we think we can fix someone, this thinking is saying, I am better than you. I am your healer. Keep your ego in check. Only take on 2, no more than 3 sponsees. Remember, it is about quality service. I'm talking about recovery now. We all can serve in many, many ways. Journal, journal, journal. Are there any questions? Okay. Now that we're at step 12, it's supposed to be no more drama. And this is my girl, Mary J.
Broken heart again, another lesson learned. Better know my friends, or else I will get burned. Gotta count on me, 'cause I can guarantee that I'll be fine. No more pain, no more pain, no more Baby, I like to spend. I was young and reckless. That was long ago. But I know where the story begins. It's something about you, whether we never lose, and I choose to
spiritual circle gathering. This is an announcement. I, Reverend Barbara, I offer a free online spiritual circle gathering. The only access to the spiritual circle is 1-712-432-3066. Access code 449278. The information when you click on my website, which is www.revbarbara.williams.com. You click on that website and you'll find out anything you want to know about the free spiritual circle gathering. We meet every Thursday evening from 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. Pacific. What else? Did I miss anything? Okay, so now, beginning September 10th, as promised, 12 spiritual powers and how these powers can and will enhance our lives when blended with the AA principles, as they are all metaphysical. Now, I'm looking at this diagram, and I don't see blue. I see love, strength, wisdom, power, imagination, understanding, will, order, zeal, purity, and life. Well, dark blue is the color of faith. And having that said, we are in essence done with the step series. I really hope you got something out of it. You know, I mean, I really, really hope you got something out of it. Yes, I do. 12 steps, it helps. I don't know what to say except it works if you work it. Is there anything else I need to review before I leave? Anything else? Okay, talked about that. Service. Okay, nicotine. Went through all of the videos. Other than that, we know about no more drama. Oh, one more thing. Let's review the principles one more time. Step 1 is honesty. Step 2 is hope. Step 3 is action. Step 4 is courage. Step 5 is integrity. Step 6 is willingness. Step 7 is humility. Step 8 is brotherly love. Step 9 is 10. Step 10 is perseverance. Step 11 is spiritual awareness. And we are now wrapping up step, which is service. And after having all of that said, after all is said and done, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the very presence of God watches over us wherever we are. Wherever we are, God is. This is so, and so it is. Namaste.